You're watching The Edward Fowler Show. Now, here's your host, Edward Fowler.
Welcome to another episode of the show here this evening and this afternoon, depending where you watch this from. And I'm delighted to have on this next bare knuckle fighter from the BYB because you're heading over to the UK. You got a great opportunity coming up. It's a pleasure to have on the Hitman, as they say, as his nickname. So it's a pleasure to have on Harrison, the Hitman. How are you?
Nice to meet you, Ed.
Yes, nice to meet you as well. And thank you so much for accepting the invitation to come on my my small show on this afternoon. Anyway, welcome. No problem at all. Tell us about, because you've done many things in your career so far, and the future seems very bright for you as well, going after the heavyweight title. What can we expect from yourself in Leeds?
I come from a boxing background, 4 generations of boxing, long time coming. My grandfather started it back in 1953 out in the Florida area, and born and raised in Lowell. That's kind of where boxing kind of grew out in Boston. So it's kind of cool to bring that tradition, that side of me, out to the UK finally, and kind of get to showcase out there in a different country and a different continent. And I'm ecstatic to be in Europe. And what's better than a clash between two people that come from that boxing background with a lot of experience and pedigree. I think this is the matchup that was to be made, and this is a world contest between 2 real boxers. So it's what the people want to see, and it's what the people deserve, and I'm just excited all around to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell us, to anybody who may be new to this channel or never heard of BYB, tell us, how did this matchup between yourself and your opponent Fitzpatrick got made?
Originally, I was supposed to be fighting at 135. I was going to be trying to aim for the title between either Mark and Julio, whoever wins that fight next weekend. But my opponent, due to I think work, I believe it was due to work, he couldn't get the hours off, so they moved that off. I believe he's going to be in contest to fight probably between either, I'd say, whoever wins this fight, or he's going to have to fight somebody and build his way up to whoever wins this fight. But yeah, it was a fallout that was originally supposed to be a co-main event between me and Josh Oxendine, and due to that fallout, they wanted to make inaugurate a 140 title, and I've been fighting at 140, 145 most of my boxing career, so this was nothing new to me. I'm just I'm excited that they're finally doing a super lightweight fight, and I think it's nothing better that they get the 2 best guys out of the bracket to make the inauguration for the 140 super lightweight title, world title, I should say.
Yeah, world title. So, yeah, it's where the big boys play. And you mentioned about as well being from a boxing background. You were a runner-up, weren't you, in the Golden Gloves, which is very, very popular and all that. Because I think many people come from that kind of background, and sometimes they can't maybe carry on in the career of boxing for some reason or other, so they try something else as well. But you're able to carry that tradition on in your family for maybe more decades to come.
And I'm the first to come into the bare knuckle game out of my family, so I'm finally holding a torch in a whole new sport, whole new. Yeah. I'm trying to reign on it and trying to show that I'm one of the best ever. And right now, I'm number 4 in the world overall between all BKFC and BYB, as on BoxRec they have it. And I believe I'm the number 1 contestant for BYB right now. So, I'm just trying to take all the titles. I'm just trying to be the best I can be in this sport. And, BYB's shown nothing but love, and they're the promotion where I want to be. They've shown me a home. And now what's better than BKB and BYB coming together? We're becoming a bigger organization than most of the bare knuckle organizations. This is where people are going to sooner or later want to be. I think, building the rankings, being the first to be the 140, I'm super ecstatic to be a part of that. And I think it's wicked cool that I got chosen. I think that Joe is probably just as happy as I am that he got chosen to be, the first contestants to be at that world level, that world stage, fighting for a world title. And like you said, I fought out of the Lowell Memorial Auditorium in the Golden Gloves. I was a runner up. I was a runner up back at the 132 division back in the day. I won a novice JO Junior Olympic in New England. I was an ABF New England super lightweight. I mean ABF Atlantic super lightweight champion in professional boxing, New England champion in professional boxing. So I'm just carrying all that pedigree and bringing it right into this sport and trying to build something out of it. And I think it's no better that I'm going to be winning a world title soon enough.
Yeah, and we get to see it right here on, as it says here, October the 12th, right here in the UK in Leeds, where history will happen. And I'm hoping that my guest here will be coming home with a world champion. It's a world title against Fitzpatrick. I don't think he's going to do well against you, I don't think. But time will tell. I could be wrong, And Fitzpatrick, you're welcome to come on my show to give your argument.
I won't take it from him. He's a tough guy, and he's got pedigree too. But I'm working with in camp are preparing me for this. My coach is preparing me for this. The news got out really quick. A lot of the people in my local town, Haverhill, Massachusetts, even just in the region, for all the way to Boston, people know about it, and it's exciting, and it's new, and this is where it's going to be brought soon. This is where I'm taking it back home, and I believe that Fitzpatrick won't be able to handle most of my best shots in this fight. So when I put the combinations together and I make it look pretty, whether I'm countering or whether I'm more on the offense, I'm just looking to bring the best me and display the best me at all times.
Yeah. I think the fans. I'm hoping the fans will be behind you in Leeds one way or another, because I know Leeds could be quite a interesting crowd, because they're quite tough.
Hometown guys, yeah. Hey, us Boston boys, we bring the toughness too. So I'm here to put on a show, but you know what? I'm not worried to be on the back end of everything right now, and I know I'm going into enemy territory, but you know what? I hope I grab a couple new fans out of it. I'm sure a lot of people will love my style and love, what I have to display. So I'm sure the UK will be seeing a lot more of me after this.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure I'll have a new home there as well.
Yeah, no, we should. You should have some fans from over here supporting you and your fighting style. It's going to happen. And, with BYB now making more of an impact over here compared to where they are originally from America, right, from your neck of the woods, where, mostly Florida and throughout some of the other states, now spending more of their time in the UK. It's great for us because it's bringing their brand to the UK.
We're getting that world viewing now, you know what I mean? And we're making it more of a worldwide thing, and rather than just like it's a national thing, you know what I mean, nationwide thing. Yeah. So that's what the beauty of the sport really is everything coming together, watching it build up, and constructing it to be what it's going to be. And I'm just super ecstatic, like I said again, to be able to inaugurate the Super Lightweight World Championship. And, God's blessing, I want to bring it home. That's the biggest thing. So I'm looking to show that I am the greatest, and I aim to be the greatest of all time soon enough, and make my mark in the sport.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You will go down in history, as you say, for all the right things. And there is a point I want to make, and I'll get to that in a moment, about what you said earlier on in the episode about becoming the first boxer to come to BYB from your family, from your bloodline, as I say. We'll get back to that in a minute. But I had a guest on my show last week from right here in the UK, the Bare Knuckle Fire, called Martin Wifella. He said to me, he fought recently, and he said to me that he wished the fight went longer. He won it within the first round, by a knockout. But he said to me he wanted the fight to go longer, which I was very surprised about, because I thought all the fighters wanted to go out there and win it within the first few seconds, or within the first round. Anyway, so when you go into into these BYB contests, what is your mindset? Is it to get a knockout within the first few seconds, or is it to try and wear down your opponent to get that later knockout in the later rounds?
The biggest thing is go for the win. If I smell blood and it's there, then I'm going to jump on you. But I've never been really known to be a heavy knockout puncher. I'm very crafty with breaking you down, seeing your mistakes and making you pay for them. So I think that's what people want to see. That's why I think my style is that fun, that much more fun to watch. Because I put everything together. Like I said, I've always looked at the sport as chess, not checkers, just bringing that from a boxing background. So it's like, okay, if you want to come forward on me, you want to blow your load, you want to get tired, that's okay. I'm going to be here all night. I can defensively counter, work off anything, high envelope, rolling, countering, and I can take a round off if I have to. If I feel like I'm up and my coach is like, take the round off, let him work a little bit, I'll watch you make your mistakes. That's what Canelo does too. Some of the best boxers in the world will plot like that. So that's why I know in bare knuckle I'll always be a fan favorite, because though I don't have that knockout power, like I said, if people watch what I did to Rusty Crowder, he's a seasoned vet in bare knuckle. I broke him down and I beat that man to a bloody pulp. That's what people want to see in this sport. They want to see violence. They want to see chaos. And I bring that. I bring all of that. I make it all come together. And I display a beautiful, good range of boxing. I got good reach. I got good rhythm. And once it all comes together, I mean, that's what the fans love, and that's what they want to see. So I continue to bring, what the fans want to see.
Yeah, absolutely, you should, because, at the end of the day, the fans are making what BYB is, and without the fans, you would not be coming over to Leeds in October.
Exactly. This is an opportunity for me to like I said, showcase and get new fans.
Yeah.
And I know I'm coming into enemy territory. I know he's a Northern Ireland guy. I know that he's not too far off. I believe he's from Belfast.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know a lot of those guys are going to be coming over to that area, and it's going to be a little hectic. But you know what? At the end of the day, I respect him as a fighter. I know he's a real fighter. I know that he's not just some bum. You don't get picked to get into these world title fights and matchups if you're just some Joe Schmo. So I know that Fitzpatrick is a real boxer with a real boxing background. I've seen that he's a Commonwealth silver medalist. I know the Commonwealth Games is a big thing over there, especially it's like the Golden Glove Nationals for I heard it's bigger than that. So I know that a lot of those guys transfer over to being a Pan American in the Pan American Games, stuff like that after. So this guy is a qualified grade A world contestant, and that's why I'm excited. I didn't just get some handoff. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to work. I'm going to have to work for it. And after it, I'm going to leave no doubt that I'm the greatest.
So how is training going for you? Because I guess you got to find, weaknesses in his style for you to try and get a crack at breaking him down, as you said before about your fighting style. So how is training going? Without, of course, giving too much away, because of course I don't want your opponent to know something about you. It's then cause him to win type thing. I don't want that to happen.
Moderated and summarized, so I'm not over spewing it, but it's going good. It's going exactly where I want it to be. I think we're like 30 days out now, 31 days out.
Soon be.
I've been sparring with a lot of Southpaw guys. I'm not going to drop names, but Sunday I have some sparring with the Southpaw. He's really great in the area. He went the distance with Shakur Stevenson, not too far back for a world title fight. So I got all the right people in my camp. Southpaw work to orthodox work, because I've read that he's an orthodox fighter, but then recently in his last couple of fights he comes out from the Southpaw stance. So I'm not taking any risk in playing any games. I've been switching off between rounds, between putting in an orthodox guy, having to work from a casual stance, to finding that outside foot from the Southpaw stance, and just putting everything together. So I'm not just going to be surprised when I go in there and be like, oh, wow, he's a southpaw. Like, no, I'm prepared for that. I'm prepared at all costs that he's going to be very unorthodox, going to be very witty and take some chances. I saw how he fought Johnny Jones, and that was a beautiful lead uppercut that he timed off that. But I don't make those dumb mistakes. I don't really square off and leave myself square and one-dimensional like Johnny did. I thought Johnny fought sloppy compared to some of his other fights, and he seemed worried. He seemed very worried. So I know this guy's tall, I know he's lanky, and I know he can hit hard. And these are the things that I'm preparing for. Preparation's key, and to work with people that kind of have that similar style and maybe even a little bit more speed than him, just so I can find that timing, find that rhythm, and break him down exactly how I want him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm glad things are going to how you're expecting it to go, and I'm glad that you've got all surprises covered, because I was going to say about if you're be expecting any surprises from him. So listen, you've got everything to a T, which I like, and I'm sure the fans of yours will like to hear that as well, heading into October. So going backwards a little bit, you mentioned before about how you're the first BYB fighter from your bloodline because, of course, you're from a boxing background. So, what inspired you to, I guess, join the bare knuckle world? What was it? What was the excitement about it? What was the thrill behind it to decide that you should join BYB or just as well?
In my boxing background, I grew up watching Mickey Ward. He trained my cousin Jeff Fraser, the Hellraiser, who was on the Contender season 1 and 2. God rest his soul. He was an animal, and that's where my family comes from. We're used to digging deep. We know that body shot. We know how to work outside. I got a beautiful, crisp jab. But boxing is weird now. Mayweather kind of created that business aspect where once you get the loss, kind of like, okay, you're either a gatekeeper or kind of a journeyman. And I kind of took the journeyman route and was like, you know what, screw it. I'll go fight anybody. With bare knuckle, take risk. I'm not worried about, I never want to lose, but I know that one loss isn't going to cost everything for me. So I decided to take the Mickey Ward route in boxing, take my jump for fate. I fought Tiger Johnson. He's an Olympic quarterfinalist. Didn't go my way. Didn't go exactly how I wanted. But when I got this, so then I fought in Triller's Triad Combat. It's very similar in a triangle. They call it Triad. And I had that experience, and I kind of, all of a sudden I got this kind of brought to the table, and they're kind of, selling it to me, and they're like, yeah, it's in a triangle. I'm like, I'm familiar with this. And just talking to Mel and talking to Greg and everybody, they made me feel really welcome, even just from the first fight when I fought Cody Jenkins. And I knew right from there that this is where I wanted to be. This was going to be my home, and now everything's just falling into place. And it's just the right place, right time. They saw talent in me. They knew that I was a talented fighter, and like I said, I'm marketable. I come from a great family of fighting, and that's just it. It was just the right place, right time, and the right people with the right promotion. I had the experience, like I said, in a triangle, which was oddly enough, kind of the enemy. They work with Triller. Triller works with BKFC now.
Yeah.
So it's just cool to see me kind of transfer over and now work with, BYB, be a part of the family here and watch it grow from what it's going to be. And that's where we are now. We're just watching it build up and now inaugurating a super lightweight division.
Yeah.
And I'm the first contestant to fight for a world title. So for my bloodline, for my family, for my Uncle Norman, for everybody, God rest my cousin Jeffrey, this is big to me and big to my family.
Absolutely, because you're going to be making history. Either way, win or lose, doesn't matter. You're in the history books forever.
Biggest excitement. Hey, I'm always manifesting, though. This is my time. This is my championship. Yeah. I visioned this. I visioned moments like this, and now I just got to go out there and get it. You know what I mean? Now I got to display who I am as a fighter, and I got to show the fans and the people that really aren't my fans that are just kind of there to root him on, his fans, that I'm real and I'm going to bring the best of me.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned as well, he's got some fans to be coming over. It's going to be interesting because neither of you are already hometown boys, so it's going to be interesting to see who the fans, the majority of them, will decide to align with. So that's going to be quite interesting.
I think it's gonna be a tug of war. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna hear sides where it's like, all right, this is guys from Belfast, not even really from this area, and then you're gonna see the guy that crossed over from the pond from Boston. A lot of people love the Boston atmosphere. They love the energy, and I think I'm gonna bring that. And I'm sure you'll hear a lot of people going nuts once I get in there, and once that bell rings, no one even. Neither of us are gonna be thinking about the fans. We're gonna be just thinking about, all right, now it's chess.
Now it's business.
Now we got to figure each other out. Now it's all business.
The talking's over.
It'll be fun though. I'm sure they'll have a commentary crew come in and have us talk a little bit and interview, and then weigh-ins. You never know what happens at weigh-ins. No. Push and shove. But like I said, respectful guy. I know he's a respectful guy. At the end of the day, we do this for our family. We do this for our pride. We do this for all the people, all our fans, and so there's no hard feelings. Whatever happens. Yes. I know this is going to be a little bit of a grudge match, but you know what? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for the fans. It's going to be fun for us too.
It's going to be fun for everybody involved. But the main thing is you all got respect for each other, and that's again one of the main things about the sport is having respect for your opponent.
At the end of the day, exactly, Ed.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, as well, you remind me like of a former boxer, Butterbean, because he went from being a boxer to a kickboxer to MMA fighter, all these different things he went into, a bit like yourself. So, is there any other sports you might do in the future once you do everything you can achieve in the BYB? Is there any other sports you may want to dive into?
If my promotion wants to co-promote me and stuff like that, yeah, I would fight in karate combat and stuff like that. I know they do and misfit boxing. I would go back to boxing, do a misfit boxing match. I know that's big over in London right now, and I think they're having one over in London. I believe they're having that this Saturday. And then what's another one? Oh, I would fight Ryan Garcia or one of the MMA fighters. I mean, boxers in an MMA fight, whether it's UFC, PFL, whatever. Anything that markets me and brings me up. But I would sit down and talk to my promotion before I did anything like that. Yeah. But I got some call outs. I'm trying to build my name up a little bit and trying to show that I am a diverse fighter. I can work in the clinch and I can I know how to tie plum and I can do a little bit of the inside dirty boxing. But like I said, I'm a boxer. I like to stay at range. I just know how to mix it up if I have to. Yeah. And I think it's good. It's good. It's good to know that if I do get in any situation, fight, that I can work off it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that because you mentioned about Mayweather, about how he did all business. He marketed himself. He went into a completely different sport altogether. WWE went to WrestleMania, had a boxing contest there to again get his name out to a wider audience as well. I guess money is everything, and a way to get your name out there to a much wider audience, like Mayweather did, for instance. I don't think he needed to do so because I felt like the world already knew who Mayweather was at that particular time, but he did that anyway. But I mean, it'd be good to see you rising as the guy, as the face of the BYB, as they continue their rise upwards.
Hey, that's you never forget where you come from. These are the people that have brought me up. They've given me that platform. So this is where I anything I want to do after this or before, after this leading out of my career here, I'd love to, I want to work with BYB and I want them to be my promotion no matter what. Because this is what started me. This is where I'm at. Boxing was great. It kind of built my fundamentals, but I never was really well promoted. I never really had that business aspect of being a big A side in boxing where I feel here, this is like, okay, they're building a dynasty out of me. They're building a platform for me. And I'm that A side fighter. I'm the people that, I'm being marketed. I'm being well marketed and I'm well brought up. And Mayweather's still doing exhibitions now. And hopefully at the end of my career, I have that platform where I can just do that, pick up little exhibition fights and make money off it.
But if I could add a point in now, and of course, not to be disrespectful to anybody, in that world, but I feel like doing exhibition matches when you're a lot older, out your prime, might make you embarrassed because you once were in your prime and able to do lots of things. And when you have these exhibition matches, you're not taking it as seriously. You got more chance of, being caught out because you're not as quick as you used to be type thing. Is that something you ever thought of? Of course, not right now, but when you get to that point in the future, is that something you might consider and take a second step and think, actually, maybe I shouldn't do that?
I like that point because that kind of leads to what I was just about to say.
Oh, good.
With the Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul, I don't agree with it. No, I don't agree with that. And I think it's a joke. I think it's fugazi. It's a facade. But you know what? Mike, I don't know if it's good for his head. He's almost 60 years old. I don't think any 6-year-old should be getting punched in the head.
No.
I was there when what's his name went and fought Vitor Belfort in an exhibition match over in Triller, and it was not anything pretty. Who was it? He fought Mike Tyson with the headbutts. What's his name? He got his ear bit off. Oh, Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield fought Vitor Belfort, and it was just like he got not knocked out, but he got knocked down like 3 times. They stopped the fight, and it was like he had no business being in there. He's almost 65.
Exactly.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't think the commission, whether it's an exhibition or not, should allow that. Like, I don't. But from what I saw, Mike Tyson is training. He looks like he's in great shape. I don't know if the chin and the brain can take that kind of damage and punishment. Like Jake. I think Jake Paul has a lot more game, even if he loses, than Mike does. If Mike loses, it's like everything that he was built off is just kind of which suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The royalty, the name, and all that. It's like I like a young 20-year-old Mike would never lose. Probably never even get touched by Jake. But
exactly.
Now you never know. You never know. This guy's young. You know what I mean? He's in his prime, and you got an old guy that's like, you know, borderline kind of on his way out of just chilling and retiring. Like he doesn't even need to do anything anymore.
No.
Just podcast and chill. He likes to smoke his weed. That's cool. But it's like now he's taking risks. He's coming back, and you know, it's iffy. It's iffy. I don't know. So for your question there, would I want to risk it if I was kind of on my way out? No. But if I felt strong and I knew I could make money off an exhibition match against some kid in Japan, I would do that. Yeah. But like Mayweather's in great shape. I don't even think someone in the top 15 could beat him. I'm not saying if you went and fought Devin Haney or Gervonta, he'd win that. Definitely probably not.
No.
But yeah, I think he could beat some guys in the top 20, top 15 still in the world. He's that good. I mean, the muscle memory, the speed, the precision, you don't just lose that over a year. And he's been in the gym. He's been in the gym constantly working. So, you know, I don't know. And Mayweather's way of training and staying sharp and staying in shape, if I was at that level, yeah, I would be consistent with trying to build exhibitions. Manny Pacquiao wants to do it. I heard he just did one on Rise or whatever it was. I know that it was a boxing exhibition, but you know, a lot of people said he got kind of outworked. And that's age. He would never get outworked if it was a young Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah,
exactly. No way.
No.
Absolutely not. So yeah, can it be kind of deceiving and kind of work against you in the end? Yeah. But if I felt strong and I felt precise with my punches and knew my timing and my skills were still there, I would definitely think about doing exhibitions and stuff like that.
That's fine.
But I'm a traditional boxer.
Yes.
So I mean, that's just what I have in me.
That's why I threw that question out to you. Because I thought you'd probably be tempted to do it, but I wanted to show that side of it because to me personally,
my promoter, my brother's my manager.
Yeah.
Shout out Dougie. If my brother was like, dude, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like you made your money, you go retire, be happy. I would be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That's what it takes. It takes a good promoter and a good manager to be like, dude, relax. You know what I mean? Because the fighter will never say no. Normally, the fighter will be like, yeah, whatever, let's do it. Yeah. But it takes a good team around you that's like, what are you thinking? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta think with your head a little bit. I mean, after some of my wins, when I beat Brandon Higgins for the New England title, if you called me and told me you was fighting Mike Tyson tomorrow, I probably would be like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, but realistically, is that realistic? No, it's not. It's not something that would be in my best interest. No. But that's the fighter mentality. That's what we can bring to the table. We're gladiators, man. We're modern day gladiators.
Because
I'm here to display skill and here to make the fans enjoy me. You know what I mean? I'm an entertainer.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I mean, like, if that opportunity happened where you were able to fight Mike Tyson, then you probably think, yeah, but if you have Mike Tyson who's in his prime, then yeah, much better because that'd be a really good fight.
Hey, that would be a tough fight. Still.
Yes, exactly. But I think that once you are retired, I think once you go out on a high, I think you should remember as a high instead of putting yourself in these ridiculous situations where anything could happen. And your reputation could be ruined. All that time, over those 20, 30 years of, trying to build yourself up to be in the very best, and then it's kind of being ruined because of that one kind of boxing match or whatever, years after you've finished on a high. I just don't think that's good business to me, but that's my opinion.
It isn't. Trust me. I don't agree with Mike doing it. Let's put it like that. And I didn't agree with Evander Holyfield doing it either. But hey, you know what? Whatever makes them money. I just hope that in the end it pays out well for them. You know what I mean? That's all you can really build off is hopefully they invest right and play smart. That's what I aim to do with my career, just invest in property and start a business and do things like that. And hopefully still have a part with BYB and still be a part of their organization in the end. Whether it's commentating or whether it's, working with the production crew or anything like that.
I think I think you'd be a great commentator. You've got the voice for that, and you're from Boston, so you got that. You've got that.
I got that.
Already.
That charisma.
Yes, you do. Definitely, I agree. You're like the Manchester version of Michael Bisping from the UFC.
Hey, I love that. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
you're welcome.
Awesome. I honor that.
Yeah.
Michael Bisping's the guy, man. I respect him a ton. So.
He is a guy.
He did a lot. He did.
Never met him, but
he did a lot for the sport and MMA, and he did a lot for the UFC. So it's still fun to watch him commentate. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And he's fucking hilarious.
He is.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
Time out. Excuse my French. He is hilarious.
Hey, that's what the Mancunians bring you. We bring you entertainment.
Bush.
We bring you entertainment. The Mancunians, trust us. We bring you entertainment. Every Saturday
I'm actually going to be stopping over to Manchester after. I'm renting a car after the fight, and I'm staying out there for a couple of days. So anybody in Manchester, baby, let's go. I'll be hopping out there. Good. I'll have a Guinness in my hand after.
There we go. I love that. We might cross paths in Manchester, then you never know.
We'll be in touch. I believe you're coming to the fight, right?
You never know. I want the BYB to come to to Manchester, because this is the best place to come. But I think that's scared.
Where they wanted to do London at the O2, and I don't know what happened. That was the original where they wanted to be. But I don't mind being in Leeds. I've done a lot of read up on Leeds and stuff like that. I want to go to a Manchester United game. I wish they're out there. They're playing the weekend after, but I won't be there for it. Maybe I'll just have to book it. You know what I mean? And just stay out there for a week.
Or just tell BYB, tell the BYB bookers when you see them in October, tell them that this Mancunian, when you spoke to him back on the 13th of September, this is when it's going to air, the 13th of September 2024, live here on YouTube, that he told you that you need to book an event right here in Manchester, because that's the place to be. Who cares about London? Come on to Manchester.
That's where we want to be.
Yeah.
That's where we want to be, baby.
Yeah. Exactly.
Manchester. Hey, I want to be chilling with the hooligans after, getting in a nice little Spitfire.
There you go. There you go. Love it. But before we end this, I got one more thing before we promote you. But let's just promote you first. Why not? Let's do that now. You can find my guest on social media. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on X, and also on Instagram as well. Also on Threads. Can't forget about that platform. You can find him at all the links on your screen on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Of course, on Threads, it's the same as Instagram. So I've not included it. But you're doing a great job at marketing yourself, Harrison. And best of luck here on October the 12th in Leeds for the world title. The first crowning of it will happen in Leeds. So both these gentlemen will go down in history, and I give the very best luck to the Hitman here to win it. But one last thought for you, though. Well, I guess thought, maybe question, depending how you take it. When you were told from, I think it was from shout out to Don, I think he reached out to you, I could be wrong, and tell you about coming on to this particular show. What was your response?
I love being in front of the camera. I love always introducing myself, expressing who I am, and displaying, my character, my showmanship, and networking, building up my network and meeting new people. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ed. Thank you for having me on your channel.
You're welcome. You're very welcome to work on this as well.
I'm never afraid to say, I want to be on the show, and I want to, introduce myself, especially over there in the UK. This is new for me. This is all a new experience. So I just try to build good relationships with everyone. And even though I'm going over the pond and I'm kind of more in his territory, I'm still bringing the best of me, no matter what. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You will be. You will be indeed. And, we can't wait to give you the best of luck for that. But
shout out my paisan. Hey, Don Pavia. Yeah, baby, let's go.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He is, Don, no, I met him yet, but hopefully one day we will. When he comes to Manchester, because I've been campaigning right here on this show for BYB to come to Manchester, but I think they're scared to come to Manchester for obvious reasons, because I will show up, and I think they're scared.
I heard it gets crazy over there, man. The whole hooligan section and the football games and stuff.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Hey, I love chaos. Man. I love chaos.
Ask Mike Goldberg. He's been on this show, Mike
I
Goldberg.
will. I'll have to talk. I'll have to talk to him when I touch down in 30 days.
Because he said on this very show a few years ago that after a UFC event at 4 o'clock in the morning, right here in Manchester, he was trying to get a train from here to London, I think it was, he said. And he thought he'd be quite clever and leave early, but actually he had thousands of Mancunians, with drunk Mancunians, trying to get on the same train as Mike Goldberg at 4 o'clock in the morning with his wife to start his vacation.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Surrounding and cheering, going nuts.
At 4 o'clock in the morning after a live UFC event. So
that is insane. Yeah, yeah. They're probably making him go, it's all over.
Yeah. Absolutely indeed. Yeah. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. And when I reached out to Don to see if you'd be interested, I thought you might have said no, because you've got a great following on your social media. You do a great job of growing your audience.
Network, my friend, and hopefully you have me on again after, especially with the belt around my shoulder, right?
You're more than welcome. You're more welcome to come back on my show anytime you like.
Well, my friend, and like I said, next time you have me, I'll have a belt around my shoulder. We'll be able to talk about some new things, some business ventures, and what's next in my career. But right now, 30 days out, October 12th, Leeds. We're going to be fighting Joe Fitzpatrick for the world title, baby. Inaugural super lightweight world title.
Yes, indeed.